Hello people and welcome again to my tutorial for today. I hope you all are doing okay. Today's tutorial is going to be a very quick one. We're going to be making a high waist slit skirt, and this is a crepe fabric of 2 yards. I'm going to be using this for the tutorial, so let's just get started. Okay, now I've placed my fabric on fold. As you can see, the skirt is going to have a band, okay, of about 3 inches, and the length of my skirt is 48. So I'm taking away 3 inches out of the actual length of my skirt. I'll measure 46. The extra 1 inch is for folding allowance at the hemline. Okay, so this here is 46 inches. All right, now as for the zip, I'll be inserting the zip by the side, so I will not be including any zipper allowance. Please ignore this line here. So I'll just take my waist measurement. 36 divided into 4 is 9. I'm placing my tape like this. I'll measure this way. From the folded side, I'll measure to the unfolded side. 9 inches, which is here. And then I'll be putting my allowance of 2.5 inches. Then for my hip measurement, that is 9 inches away from the waist. That's my hip line. My hip is 44, divided into 4 is 11. I'll be adding 2 inches for allowance. Okay, so I'll connect the waist to the hip. Okay, so this here now is the waist. This is the hip. Okay, now I should take the hip measurement down to the hemline, which is normal. Taking the hip measurement here down to the hemline, which will still leave us at this point. Okay, now at this lower part, I'll go in by 2 inches. Okay, and then I'll connect these 2 inches to the hip measurement. I hope you follow. If you have a hip curve, it's better for you to use it both at the waistline and then at the lower side. Okay, so this is what we have. I really hope you can see this line. This is what we have for our skirt, so I will cut it out. Remember, I added 1 inch for the fold at this lower side. Okay, okay, now this is the back of our skirt. Okay, I'm now going to cut the front panel. Remember, I said it's going to have a slit. If you happen to be passing by the channel, please don't fail to hit the red icon to subscribe, and also touch the notification bell so that when I upload, you get notifications about it. Okay, here we go. I'm going to use this back panel to cut the front. Okay, so here we go. I'll just cut out this excess on this side. Now with that done, I will now remove the back panel. Okay, my waist is 36 divided into 2 will give us 18. Okay, so I'm now taking the measurement of 18, which is here. That's divided into 2, my waist. Now I will choose to either add allowance or move in, because I don't want this wrap or this piece to start directly from here. I want it to move in a little bit. So with that explained, I will now leave it here at the 18. I did not include any allowance. I hope you understand me. All right. Now at the hemline, of our skirt, you have to decide how slim or narrow you want it to be, or how wide you want it to be. That is totally dependent on your choice. Okay, and as for me, I will use 12 inches, which is here. There's always room for adjustment. Like when I cut it and it's not giving me what I want, I can also adjust. Okay, so I will now connect this 12 inches to my 18 inches this way. Okay. With this, I will now cut this one out. Remember, I did not place on fold, so this is just one piece. I'll still use this to cut the second piece. So now when I cut it, I will check whether it has given me what I want. If not, I will still make adjustments. All right, so this is what we have for the one piece, and it gave me exactly what I wanted. Okay, now I'm going to use it to cut the second piece. In doing this, you make sure you are not cutting front and front or back and back. You really need to be careful. This is the front and this is the back. So having placed it now neatly, I will now proceed with my cutting. Right, so this is what we have. Normally, the one on the left hand side is usually on top like this. Okay. Okay, now putting it on the floor, I hope you can see how it is. It is optional. If you like, you can cut your lining and use lining for this. Okay, now for the band, remember we removed 3 inches from our actual skirt length. So for the band, having placed my fabric on hold, I'm going to be cutting 3.5 inches. The 1/2 inch is the sewing allowance. And of course, the length is the circumference of my waist plus allowance of whatever number you decide. Say maybe 3 or 4 inches extra. So my waist is 36 and I will be making it 40. Okay. Now as for this, I'm going to be lining it with a soft interlining, okay, so that it can stand. It won't be appearing weak. That's just the essence. All right, now we're done with the cutting. Okay, so for the skirt also, I will be adding a black design on it. And the black material I'll be using is this. This is quite stretchy, okay? And it does not frill. That's why I chose it. Now I'm going to make any random drawing on it and then cut it out. That is what I'll be placing on our skirt as the design on the front panel. Okay. So this is what I was able to come up with. Ask me what I drew. I actually cannot tell. But this is what I'll be using for the design. So I will now proceed to cut this out. You can actually do any design of your choice. I'll be cutting these 3 pieces of it. Okay. Alright, so here are the 3 pieces I already cut out. Okay, I really don't know the design and what I drew, but I'm sure it came out fine. So I'll be using this as the design. Okay, so I'm going to be placing it this way. You can see it's already looking beautiful. So I'll just use pin to tack it against the body. This is exactly how it is going to be. Okay, so I've used my pin to hold it against the fabric. Now the next thing I'll do is to use my bias to knitting this line, this rough line. I'll do it. Remember, this is our front panel. I'm going to use my bias here to knitting this one and to knitting the other side of the front panel. I hope you follow. So when I knitting this side, I'll do the same thing at this other side since I'm not using a lining. Okay, and when I'm done, I will then attach it against each other. I hope you understand. Okay, so when I'm done with the bias, I will tack this one against the body, just the way I've pinned it. I'll just tack it, okay, and then I'll join the 2 front panels together. All right, so as you can see, I've attached whatever it was that I drew out. I've attached it on the body of our skirt front. Okay, I've also inserted the dart on the back panel. I hope you see it. Now for the front panel, you will have to arrange it first before inserting the dart. Alright, with the arrangement now done, remember my waist is 36 and half of it is 18. Okay, so the skirt waist at the front is supposed to be half my waist. Okay, since the back panel already took half, so this is supposed to be half. I hope I'm not confusing you. That's 18, but I added 3 inches extra to leave it at 21. Okay, so I'm now going to pin it together first of all. Also, you can see the one that has the design is sitting on top of the other one. That is the one on the left hand side is sitting on top of the one on the right hand side. That is the way it ought to be. Okay, now having held it together, I'm going to fold it, find the midpoint, then determine where my dart is going to sit. I hope it's very clear. Okay. All right. Now it is unfold as it is. I'll now measure 4 inches. That is my bust point to bust point measurement, 4 inches. And then notch. That is where my dart is going to be inserted. Okay. So if I open it up, this is what we have. My dart is going to be here and here, okay, and then the length is going to be 4 or 5 inches. I'll go to the machine, insert the dart. Okay, I'm not inserting it on both pieces at the same time. I'm going to lift this one up, insert the dart here, pin it back, insert this one at the front. Okay, remember there are two pieces. I'm inserting them independently, not together as it is. I hope you understand. So I'm going to insert on the one under. I'll also insert on the one on top. Alright, so I've inserted the dart. I've also joined the two pieces of the front panel together. Okay, so the next thing will be to now join the front and the back together using my waist and hip measurement. Okay, so I'll go to my machine. Remember I said that the zip is going to be by the side, not at the back. Okay, so I'll be taking like 5 inches down here on my left side. If you want yours to be on the right, it's okay, but I prefer mine on the left hand side. So I'll be taking 5.5 inches. The half is for the allowance. Remember, it's going to have a band. Okay, so this is my 5.5 inches. So my sewing starts from this 5.5 inches down. I hope you understand. Let me place our fabric the usual way so that you don't get confused. Okay, so this is 5.5 inches. The half is for the allowance for the band. I hope you still remember. So I'm starting my sewing from this 5.5 inches down. I hope you understand. Please permit me to put this on fold so that every one of us will understand. My waist measurement is 36, divided into 4 will give 9, which is here. I will only need to notch this upper part because I won't start from here on my left hand side. Okay, 9 inches down is my hip. My hip is 44, divided into 4 is 11, which is here. I hope you see it. Normally my sewing would have gone like this. I hope you understand, but because I'll be inserting zip at one side of the skirt, it will start from here. Okay, and then I'll take it down. So this is how it is going to be. I will now go ahead and join both the front and the back skirts together. But please don't forget, I left 5.5 inches here. The half is for the band that I'll be joining at the upper parts. Okay, now I've done the joining. As you can see, the only thing left now is the band and the zip. Please let me quickly add that while you are joining, you know the lower part has to be narrow. It doesn't have to be wide. Okay, while we are joining, you remember the allowance you added at the hip line and you continue with it down to the hemline. Remember what you added was 2 inches as allowance, so we have to continue with that 2 inches down to give us that narrow end we desire at the end here. Okay, now the next will be to just insert the band, and I've also cut out the band earlier on. I've used a soft interlining on it. Okay, all I need to do now is just start from one end of the zipper area. Remember, our zip is by the left hand side of our skirt. You start by one end and you just walk round. You sew it round. Okay, but if you don't want to have this rough edge, this is what you do. You turn it this way. In fact, that is what I'm going to do. You turn it this way, like this, close up this end. Make sure that the length you have here is the same thing with the circumference of this waistline, allowance inclusive. Okay, so when you close up one end this way, you close up the other end. Okay, and that is exactly what I'm going to do now. Go to the machine, close up both ends. Okay, so now as I've closed it, all I need to do is still opening it up. Remember, we added half an inch for the sewing allowance. We start like this. I hope you see it. And then you walk round the waistline. When you are done, you turn it over. Use this one to cover it. I hope you understand. All right, so I'm going to now go to the machine and do exactly what I told you. You start placing. This is the wrong side. I hope you see it. So you start placing like this. Okay, so I'll go to the machine and do it round. Okay, as you can see, I've attached it. So the next thing will be to still fold and continue again, still with the half inch. I hope you see it, so that this rough edge is completely tucked inside. I hope you see it. And then you continue like that round the waistline again. Okay, people, this is what we have. Please don't forget to stitch your own end here, okay, at the slit. You take it to wherever you want it to stop. If not, it will be opening and it's quite very uncomfortable. Okay, you see the way I did my own. Please don't forget it. I forgot to show you when I was doing it. All right, now the next thing and the last thing will be to just insert the zip by the side. Okay, now with the zip inserted, I also finished the hemline, and our skirt is very much ready. I must tell you, I'm loving this. If you are still thinking of whether to subscribe or not to subscribe, please think no more. Just hit that red icon to subscribe. And also, please, why don't you try this at home, especially with color yellow. This is going to be so fabulous on you. Okay, check out the back also. Thank you for watching till the end. I really appreciate you. To my existing subscribers, thank you so very much for sticking with me. And if you are new, I welcome you to this channel. And please feel free to leave your comments in the comment section. If this tutorial has been helpful to you, why not thumbs up this video? Until we meet in my next tutorial, please take very good care of yourself and